What's up guys, JV2017 here, and today I'm going to share my impressions of Mafia 3. I was lucky enough to see a private demo in the 2K booth this year at E3, and let's just say I was really blown away by the presentation. The elaborate booth and 1960s music really set the tone for the violent, revenge-fueled period piece game that is Mafia 3. So in this video, I'll share all of my impressions for the game, which come from the notes I took during the extended demo presentation. It started with a look at the story. You play as Lincoln Clay, a Vietnam War vet living in New Bordeaux, which is Hangar 13's version of New Orleans. After returning from the war, Lincoln decided to join the Black Mob in New Bordeaux. At some point, the mob was betrayed and completely wiped out save for Lincoln, who survived and has a huge scar on his head to show for it. Hellbent on revenge, Lincoln forms a new mob with the help of a priest with a singular goal in mind: to get vengeance on the Italian mob that betrayed his black mob. Luckily, Lincoln finds 3 allies called underbosses that want to help him take down the Italian mob, and their names are Burke, Cassandra, and Vito Scaletta. Generally speaking, the game is spent dismantling the Italian mob piece by piece through attacking key locations to hurt their operation. After Lincoln captures an area, he can decide which underboss will run the area for the family. That decision comes with specific advantages, such as earning more money in the area or having additional backup from the specific underboss chosen. Of course, choosing one underboss over the others means you'll miss out on whatever the others had to offer, and divvying up the turf also has a snowball effect which can greatly impact the way each underboss actually treats Lincoln in the game. So the demo did a great job of showing just how important those decisions would be. At the very end, Burke, one of the underbosses, the Irish one, stormed out of a meeting because he didn't get the territory that he wanted. So Lincoln had to chase him down and take him out so he wouldn't sabotage the entire operation. It was a very Godfather-like moment from the movies, and only one of the many ways that the exchange could have gone down. He could have given all the territory to Burke, and then someone else could have gotten upset, and Lincoln would have to take them out. So there's lots of different ways these things can go down. Before moving on to the main demo, Hangar 13 showed off the map, and what we saw looked pretty significant in size, so there shouldn't be any concerns about if there's enough game to play here. The map has 10 distinct, diverse areas with their own flavor, and they share the details on just a few of them. First is the Bayou, which is where the Italian mob runs their guns and produces moonshine, so if you go to that area, you'll expect those things. Del Rey Hollow is the home to Lincoln, so that's where he was before, and the Black Mob before the Italian mob betrayed them. Now it's under control by the Dixie mobs, who produce heroin in the area, so you can expect that there as well. Frisco Fields contain manicured hills and elaborate mansions. It's kind of the rich area of the entire map, and the area also harbors the Marcano family, which supports white supremacy, and the KKK, which has a presence in this game as well. Last, we were shown the French ward at the heart of New Bordeaux. This area is a constant party run by Uncle Lou, who represents the first cog in the Italian mob's operation. He traffics sex and deals smack through the ward himself. The main demo started off with a mission to hurt Uncle Lou's operation in the French ward. The goal was to murder one of his pimps to cripple the earnings in that specific area. Before engaging the enemy, Lincoln was able to browse a selection of weapons from the trunk of a car, which is pretty cool, kind of a black market kind of feel there. The dev explained that encounters in the game can be handled in multiple different ways. To show this off, Lincoln crouched and snuck around a few henchmen before whipping out a shotgun and blasting the pimp away. And he could have done that another way, could have gone in guns a-blazing instead of sneaking around. He could have executed a few people, but he just didn't touch anyone until he finally got to the pimp. Of course, at that point, Lincoln was surrounded and he had to call for backup. A car arrived moments later that helped wipe out the remaining bodyguards. And in the combat, I just have a few observations. First off, it's really mostly cover-based combat, pretty much the same as what we had in previous Mafia games, and really similar and familiar if you've played a GTA game lately like GTA 5, then it's kind of similar combat in that sense. Also, it has a very nice sleek interface, and I really enjoyed what they were doing there. It wasn't kind of stylized, it was more simple, more, just letting you enjoy the game itself. As Lincoln exited the area, we saw that Uncle Lou's racket had been crippled by 15 grand just by killing that pimp. I'm not sure if that was a monthly income or what, but the devs continued to show off several different ways that Lincoln can actually hurt enemy mob operations. He can do things like burning drug boats, rob orgies, capture brothels, rob bagmen, transferring drugs, interrogating pimps, capturing drug dens, just to name a few. There were like 15 different things Lincoln could have done in that situation. The demo then jumped ahead to Uncle Lou reacting to his racket being attacked and losing that money, and in order to bounce back from his loss, Lou organized a fundraiser on a ferry to recover some of the money that was lost. Lincoln, however, sees that as an opportunity to end Uncle Lou, capture him in one place, and kill him. The mission started with Lincoln swimming to and boarding the ferry. While passing by a dock, an explosion was triggered and really damaged the boat and allowed, Lincoln to get in there and do some damage. As Lincoln searched for Lou, you could see innocent people screaming on fire and diving off the boat to safety. It was kind of a very hectic scene. Once inside, Lincoln bounced from cover to cover, sneaking around to just the right position, and then he went on an all-out assault, absolutely obliterating all of Lou's bodyguards through a gauntlet of poker and roulette tables. During the assault, we saw a lot of melee takedowns, like knee snapping and also shotgun executions, just putting a shotgun to a head and pulling the trigger. It was absolutely brutal. Once Lincoln reached Uncle Lou for a final showdown, the ferry just exploded and launched both of them into a nearby bog. After recovering from the explosion, armed with only a combat knife, Lincoln hunted down Uncle Lou as he fired his pistol wildly into the night, really scared of Lincoln. And then finally Lincoln snuck behind him, and just when I thought he was going to cut his throat, he didn't, because he had bigger plans for him. The scene cuts, and then Uncle Lou is found in his underwear, dead and strapped to a statue in the Italian mob's territory to send a message. And that was the end of the demo. It was really spectacular and really reaffirmed my excitement for the game. And overall, I can tell that this game is about revenge, violence, sex, and drugs in a unique area that just isn't explored enough by video games. It's also about capturing enemy turf and running your own mafia operation in quite a turbulent era in the United States. Like I said, it's a period piece kind of game. I really can't wait to explore this story-focused open world game, and luckily it comes out on October 7th, just 3.5 months away from now. After watching this video, I'd like to hear from you guys. Are you excited for this game? Are you going to play Mafia 3 when it comes out? Were you already excited for it? Did E3 really make you more excited for the game? Share all of what you're thinking in the comment section below. Alright guys, today I shared my E3 impressions of Mafia 3. Next time we will cover Fallout on my channel, so stay tuned for Fallout 4 tips and tricks videos. If you learned something new or enjoyed this video, remember to hit that like button. I would really appreciate it. And don't forget to subscribe for Fallout DLC coverage, my survival mode live streams, Bethesda.net mods, and general tips and tricks videos. Talk to you guys next time. Peace!